I'll let you know how that shit show went. So I've just started to record now, just to let you know. Oh wow. I don't even know what to say. Like I feel so broken. Like I
Mhm.
have no words. That was the I have to say this to you right now, since you didn't watch a lot of the match, that was easily the worst performance I've ever seen from Liverpool at home. Home and
Was
away.
it worse than ever?
Yep. Yep.
Man.
100%. 100%.
Mm.
We Chelsea looked like they were outplaying us the whole game, controlled it at our ground. It was so
So bad.
bad. I'm glad. I'm jealous of you. You missed that game, and I'm jealous that you didn't have to watch that. I can't
No,
believe
but to be honest, I'm just as frustrated. Honestly, like I can feel you guys' pain.
it broke me. By the end, I was just whatever. Klopp
Mm-hmm.
is seriously, seriously ill. I think something is wrong with
What
him.
was it? Oh my word.
His decision making in that game was
Mm-hmm.
poor, completely poor. There was a bunch of things he got wrong in that game,
Yeah.
and I will get into it in a bit. But just
Mhm.
to get your opinion on something, like you said, you saw the last however many minutes. What did you think when you were watching
Yes.
that?
Okay, well, the first thing that I noticed was Jota pressing. I think
Mhm.
because of his pressing, and I can't remember who it was, but yeah, he was pressing with someone there up front, and then we managed to get the ball,
Mm,
and then he ran towards goal, and then Jimmy passed it back to, I think, Robertson, who was way behind. So I was like, okay, yeah, this game, yeah, nothing has changed. So that was very frustrating. And then what else did I see? I just saw bad decisions being made, really. Just bad decisions.
terrible. Yeah, I agree. When Jota came on, he looked very sharp and very promising. And I will get onto the subs in a bit because they were just shocking, completely shocking. Um, but let's start with the player ratings because I can't be bothered to assess the game as overall because it was just horrible. I have no other words for it. Allison, obviously you didn't
Uh-huh.
really watch a lot of the match, but I thought Allison played well. He made an
Okay.
excellent save. At one point with that high line, he had to be in the right positions, and I think he was. There was an offside
Mm-hmm.
goal from Werner where Allison sort of
Oh,
came out, and people would think, oh, Allison was a bit rash to come out of his goal like that. But I don't think it was
okay.
Allison's fault at all. It was completely the defense and midfield, just sixes and sevens at the back there, which made Allison come out and miss the ball, which Werner then scored. But of course, it was ruled offside because of his sleeve again. So we were lucky. That should have been the kick up the
Mm,
backside for us, but it wasn't. We just kept playing crap. The high
mm-hmm.
line, the high line was terrible for Ali. So I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10 because he made that great save. So yeah.
Okay. Not bad.
Do
Mm-hmm.
you, do you want to give a rating? I don't know if you saw that save.
No, I didn't. I didn't see Ali at all.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, yeah, he was fine. And it's good that he was mentally there today. Trent,
Yeah.
Trent was
How did he?
terrible defensively.
What? Really?
Completely
Mhm.
terrible. He was getting rinsed on his side defensively. I mean, some people might disagree,
Mhm.
but I found he was horrible. And going forward, he didn't. He put some nice balls forward, but he's using that to
Mhm.
compensate for his defensive incompetence. Positionally, terrible.
But do you think? Quick question. Do you think with the new role that he's been playing, right? Moving into midfield and things like that.
Mm,
Do you think that that compromises his positional awareness as well? Because I mean, from what I gathered, is that we lost the ball a lot, or we couldn't really control the ball. So, I mean, imagine him running into midfield, trying to pass the ball to Mane or Salah, and then someone loses it there, and then it goes to Chelsea, and then he has to try to recover, or he has to try to go back to his position. Don't you think that also plays a role?
Absolutely, that's why he's out of position. I didn't see him play that midfield, drifting into midfield that much today. He
Oh,
was
okay.
definitely here. He was definitely going forward a lot, and he both Robbo
Mm,
and Trent were committing forward a lot, and he
mm,
just didn't have the pace at the back. I think Chelsea's
mhm.
forwards are completely pacey players, and he just couldn't deal with the pace. Neither could
Yeah.
Fabinho, neither could Kabak. And
But why couldn't Klopp see that and then change things? I don't get it.
that's a funny one. We'll get on to Klopp.
Mm,
We will get on to Klopp. Klopp was terrible today, I have to say, and he didn't change anything. But we'll get on to Klopp. But Trent for me, he gets a 4 out of 10 for me.
very low. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but defensively he was shocking. Um,
Yeah.
so Fabinho, he
Mm-hmm.
did not have the best game either. I mean, it was mainly to do with the high line, but
Yeah.
he was caught out a lot of times as well, along with Kabak. But I'm not going to pile on top of him because he is coming back from an injury and he didn't do that much wrong. I think he was kind of at fault for the goal. I can't really
Mm,
remember it. He didn't close Mason Mount down quick enough or anything like that. I'll
yeah.
give him. I'm gonna give him a 6 out of 10. He did all right.
Bad.
Nothing
Mm,
special, you know. Um. So Kabak as well. Sorry, did you
mm.
want to put your input in that? I know you didn't watch match, but
Oh,
did you
for
want to say?
Fabinho, I think. Oh, okay. The only thing that I probably wanted to say is that I think for him,
Mm,
it's a thing of the cracks are starting to show of the fact that he's actually a defensive midfielder and not an
mm,
actual centre back. So
yeah,
it's starting to show. I guess that's why I mean, he's gonna start struggling at
yeah.
centre back and basically back to midfield.
That's why I don't want to pile
Yeah,
on top of him.
yeah,
He as well. We have to point out that he's playing with Kabak for the first time. I think that's the 20th different partnership Liverpool have had to have at centre back. So yeah, I can't pile on top of the guy. He's just coming back for injury as well. But from that performance, I think it was a 6 out of 10. Um, Kabak, I think he had a
mm,
similar performance to Fabinho. Again, caught out a lot with that high line, which I can't blame the players for. I can only blame Klopp for that. And but based on how he handled that, I, I'd say he was worse than Fabinho. I think 5 out of 10. That for me, when I give players 5 out of 10, I just think that they were average.
yeah.
Not crap, but not great either. So yeah,
Mm.
that's what I thought of
Who was
Kabak.
he? Which forward was he actually like closing down or focusing on?
I can't remember. I think Werner was more Fabinho.
Mm,
Um, hold on a sec. Sorry. I think Werner was just causing a lot of problems for him. Ziyech was there too, but what Chelsea were
mm,
basically doing was with our high line, they
yeah.
basically someone like Kante or someone would literally just put a long ball over the top, and Werner would make that run in
Um,
behind because he was the
mm,
most advanced forward of the Chelsea lot. And do
yeah.
you remember Aston Villa game?
Yes, I remember it perfectly.
That
I can just imagine.
that is what it was like for me. It just gave me flashbacks from Aston Villa. The long balls over the top to get in behind our high line, and we made Werner look world class today. We really did.
Yeah.
So yeah, Fabinho, Kabak, average scores. Can't really blame them because of that high
Mhm.
line, and we didn't even change it up in the second half. So um,
Exactly.
it's really bad. Um, Robertson was poor,
I
terrible.
think I saw a glimpse of him and I was actually thinking to myself, remember how we were saying he's our best player, but he's been a bit average the
He's not
last
been
few
up.
months.
Yeah, he has been
Yeah.
shocking, especially in this game. He has
Yeah.
no other way of playing other than put the ball in, and he's so left-footed. It's unreal.
Mm,
And God, he just makes some bad decisions.
exactly. I saw the few bad decisions that he made in those 10 minutes.
hmm It's the passing back.
Yeah.
We always go on about Genie and that passing back. Robbo does that a lot as well. He does
Yeah.
that a
He does,
lot.
which I don't get because I mean he can try to be better. And what's funny is the fact that he's playing more advanced than Trent is.
Oh
Like
God, yeah,
remember
yeah.
yeah, so I don't get the point in that because I mean isn't Trent the one that's more creative? So why doesn't Trent be the one that's more advanced and Trent is quite good at passing and those things dribbling.
hmm
I haven't seen Robo dribble
Again,
at
that's
all.
that is a very good point. And again, I've got to blame Klopp for that. Why is Robbo playing more higher up than Trent? Robbo is the better defender. Trent is more
Exactly.
creative with the ball. Robbo for me
I
gets a
don't
four,
get
same as Trent.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, I was saying like no, I was actually gonna wait for the rating.
Sorry? Oh, the
Oh, I
rating,
was just
yeah.
gonna say yeah, the rating, and then I was gonna say both our fullbacks did very bad.
They were horrible. They were actually horrible. I mean, I've
Mm,
never seen such bad performance from them both. I think we were very sloppy on the ball. We couldn't get a hold of the ball at times. And they were just first to everything. Chelsea were first to everything. I remember back last season
mhm.
when we were killing it, we were always there for
Yeah.
the second balls. We're never there for the second balls anymore. We never get hold on the ball. It's really frustrating to see.
Mm,
And both the fullbacks were quite a big part of that. It would usually be them who receives it. I think, do you know what it is? The Virgil headers.
yeah.
It's the
Oh,
Virgil
okay.
headers.
Yeah.
He usually knows exactly where a player is going to be to get that second ball. Nowadays, when we're doing
Yeah.
headers, it's always going to go to the opposition. I have no confidence in coming to
Literally,
Liverpool. Yeah,
I think I saw about two, three from Fabinho and I think Thiago as well in those
yeah,
10 minutes. Like they literally gave it to Chelsea players.
yeah. We have to talk about Thiago. I think he might be
Ah,
protected. Um,
girl, we have
honest,
to.
we do. We need to talk about Thiago, and we will. In fact, let's talk about him now because
Mm,
yikes. Um,
mm-hmm.
he was. I don't know. I can't even put my finger on it. Like he's not.
Yeah.
He's overhyped. He has been
Yeah.
overhyped. I don't know. What do you think of Thiago? Like, what do you think overall? How has he been so far?
To be honest with you, and I think we kind of downplayed it a lot, but I
Mm,
think now it's becoming a bit more evident that how's it possible that we signed Thiago, right? Thiago Alcantara, and then he's literally doing the same thing that Gini or Jones is doing.
mm-hmm.
I
Exactly.
mean, we didn't sign him for that. We didn't. We signed him so that he can give us a different dimension. And yes, we have injuries, but shouldn't he probably take a bit more responsibility? I didn't see any through balls from Thiago. Has he made any through balls um in the last few games? Has he made
Thank you.
any defense splitting passes or anything like
Thank
that
you.
that actually it's so frustrating to actually realize because yes, he came into an unstable team because of injuries. Yes, he also has to adapt to the Premier League. from the Bundesliga. So it's understandable, but really, like really, at what point can we actually start saying, okay, Thiago, this is not what we signed you for. We actually
Thank
need
you.
more.
You're
Yeah.
preaching. Because again, he did not do what you just said right there. He did not play any defense splitting passes for me. He didn't do what he came in for. And I get it. He's not playing with the right midfield. Completely understand that,
Yes,
but you can't play this badly. I'm sorry. You can't, because defensively, obviously, we know he's a liability and he does need a defensive midfielder in there, but you're not even doing the
yeah,
creative stuff that were expecting from you. Even okay, fine.
exactly.
If you're not a good defensive midfielder, fine. But creatively, we
Mm,
still expect that from you to be able to do that. I haven't seen that. Like he has
yes,
played some lovely balls forward, and he did a couple in this game, but
mm,
it wasn't, what we were expecting with that deep line creative midfielder where he will literally put a ball over the top and it will literally be straight away an attack. He does some nice no look passes
exactly.
to the midfield,
Yeah,
but I can't understand it. He is being protected, I think, and
he is.
I actually bought his shirt and I regret it a little bit, but yeah. But I know that Thiago will come good when he gets a more solid midfield again.
I
But
mean, the only thing that, sorry.
no, go on.
Oh, the only thing that gives me hope is, and I know they are different players, but I was like, okay, so Keita came from the Bundesliga, and I
Mm.
mean, if Keita could make that adjustment, and it took Keita a while, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
it did.
besides the injuries, yeah,
Yeah,
besides
of
the
course.
injuries, it took him a while, and look at him now. So
Mm.
I think with Thiago,
Oh,
get him into a stable team, I guess.
mm.
Let him find his rhythm in a stable team, and then we can
Yeah,
actually start
judging him.
seeing
Yeah,
more. Yeah,
yeah. Um, I completely agree that it took a while for other players in the team. Even Fabinho, it took a while for him to be integrated into the team. Um, we
yeah,
just felt that Thiago was going to hit the ground running straight away, and he was. We can't forget about the Chelsea performance in the first game in the season where he broke a record on
yeah,
his debut, where he was man of the match in the Everton game, and then he had that long injury that hit him, and then he came back to a
exactly. Yeah.
disjointed team. So we can't forget that either. But some of
Mm,
his some of his defensive decisions and as well creatively, I'm not seeing
creative.
enough
Yeah.
from him, and it's been too long a time where he has
Yes.
not been affecting the game in any way.
Mm,
His
he
game,
has. He hasn't actually.
yeah. So I'm gonna give him I'm gonna give him a 5, just because he
Okay.
didn't do anything special. He didn't do anything shit either, but average.
Yeah.
Next, Genie.
Genie, your favorite.
Now it's gonna seem like I'm being biased, but I'm genuinely not. I
Mhm.
think he, together with Salah, was our best players on the pitch.
Okay.
He was
Okay.
the best in midfield. I will give him that. And
Mm.
I know people will say, "Oh, you got a Genie bias." No, I genuinely saw him. Okay, let's look at the stats. One shot on target from Liverpool today, I think. Let me just double check that.
Mhm.
Sorry. Yeah, so one shot on target from Liverpool today. One. And
That's
that was
so
Genie.
bad. Was it Genie?
It was Genie. I want to say it
Oh,
was
okay.
Genie. I can't. I again, don't quote me on that because it might be wrong, but I think I saw Genie do a header and it was on target, but
Okay.
it did go to the goalkeeper's gloves. So um I can't criticize him too much. I genuinely thought he played all right. I think he was just doing his job. Yes, it doesn't really add anything much to the game. Yes, he was doing passing
Mm.
backwards sometimes, but he was driving forward with the ball and he was actually retaining the ball a lot, which is what
Yeah.
exactly what we needed because we were getting cut
Exactly.
open like crazy in this game. So it could have been much worse if we hadn't had Genie in that midfield, to be fair. So I will give him a 7. I don't care if people think I'm being biased. I'm not. I promise you. I did see a good game from him. It's just because him doing his job doesn't really add much to the game because his job is to retain the ball.
Yeah, yeah.
But I genuinely thought he played what he was meant to play. And people will say he was ghosting, he was shit, when I genuinely think that he wasn't. Um,
Because they expect him to dribble and cut inside from defensive midfielder. Really, I don't know what people actually expect from Genie at this point.
right, right. He's a holding midfielder.
Mm,
But obviously he's not working with the other two. It's not cohesive. It's not nice. That
yeah,
midfield today was getting cut open like nothing else. Like it was embarrassing to
but that was
watch.
expected. It was expected. I'm not even gonna lie. I knew if we were gonna play that same midfield against Kante and Jorginho, I just knew we were gonna get overrun. That's why I was a bit hopeful that
Mm.
Fabinho would midfield. But the moment that I saw that Fab is back in defense, I was like, okay, it's fine, it's fine.
You know, again, whose fault is that?
Jurgen,
Listen, I love Jurgen Klopp. I love him, and I never want to see another manager in my club. I would give him a
yeah,
lifetime contract if it was up to me. But
yeah,
serious questions need to be asked of Klopp now. Okay,
yeah,
it's getting ridiculous. So, but we'll get onto Klopp in a bit.
yeah.
Who's next? Jones, Curtis Jones.
Jones, yeah.
I thought he played all right. He did play all
Okay.
right. He was doing that dribbling shit again, where he was getting caught out of possession. Like the Chelsea, to be fair to Chelsea, they didn't give him enough time on the ball. None of our players got a sniff of the ball for a lot of periods
Mm,
of the game. Like we did dominate. Well, we didn't dominate, but we
mm,
had possession of the ball in the second half for a lot of the time. But
mm,
they didn't give him a sniff. And when he did try doing that dribbling shit, some of it
mm.
paid off, others did not. But he was going forward with it. Again, nothing threatening in the final third. It was genuinely non-threatening at all. Like the whole game, we just didn't look like we were going to score. And Jones didn't put any cool balls into it. In fact, I think Salah created a chance for Jones, which he miscontrolled, and it was just a
Oh,
wasted chance, completely wasted chance. So yeah, Jones didn't do anything special, much like Thiago, much like Genie. I didn't give Genie a score, by the way. Oh, I did. I gave him a 7, didn't I? Do you know what? I'm
yeah,
gonna put that. I'm gonna downgrade it to a 6 because I didn't think Genie did anything that special either. But
yeah.
he was the
Okay.
best of
Six,
the
six.
midfield. Yeah, 7 is a bit
Mm,
high actually. But yeah, Jones I think it's a 6 as well, same as Genie for
okay.
me.
So
Yeah,
they were better than Thiago.
yeah, 100%. Thiago's our
Okay.
worst midfielder, I think. Um, today. Actually, I don't know. I'm gonna put Thiago up to a 6. I think the midfield were basically the same today in terms of
Okay.
performance. I do think Genie was slightly better than the rest. I think 6.5 for Genie, the other two get a 6.
Okay. That's
That's
fair.
just my opinion,
That's
by
fair.
the way. That's just my opinion. So
Yeah.
there. Okay, next I'm gonna go on to
The front
Firmino.
three.
Yeah, the front
Okay.
three, the lovely front three. Um,
Mm,
Firmino, terrible, abysmal,
yeah. Nothing new then, I guess.
nothing new, completely a shambles. Okay. He did make some nice little turns and little runs and little getting past some defenders at one point, and he
Mm,
was a little progressive, and he did create one chance that no one got at the end of. So he
okay.
wasn't as bad as people might say he is on Twitter, but he wasn't great either. Sorry, I don't want to swear,
Mm.
but he was he was not great either, and it's basically the same shit from
Every
Firmino.
game.
Yeah. Um I'm actually gonna give him a 4 because I thought he was terrible. Um
Okay.
I'm trying to remember anything good he did. He, by the way, can we talk about Bobby's touch?
It's been terrible. I remember, I promise you, I remember since Atletico, I think it was Atletico, I can
Mm.
remember going on about his first touch. And up until now, he still has that issue and it's gotten worse.
It is the worst touch of the front three for sure. Like, without doubt, Salah has the best first touch, probably in
Yes,
the
he
Premier
does.
League. But Bobby's is like so bad, so bad. He's losing the ball a lot because of it, and I saw that as
Yeah.
well in this game a lot.
Isn't that how Mason's goal happened? Because I remember, oh, am I wrong? Or maybe it wasn't Mason's goal, but it was,
Ah,
I
yes,
can't remember now.
I
I
think he
can't
did.
remember now.
Someone gave the ball away in the front three. I think it was Bobby.
Yeah, I think it was Bobby. I saw something like that.
Someone's header gave it away. It wasn't. Yeah, I can't remember. Or it was his
Mm,
touch or something. And then Chelsea player headed it forward, and then that's what got the goal. I'll have to watch it
yeah,
back. I can't remember, but I would bet it was Bobby.
yeah, I
So
think it was Bobby.
oh, he was
But it
bad.
has happened a lot. It happens all the time. He loses the ball.
There was a
So
lot of that today.
frustrating.
There was
Yeah,
so much of that today from every player, even Salah. They were losing the
yeah,
ball like crazy today, and it was and the pressing. I want to talk about the pressing was poor, completely terrible. We went from
yeah.
being the best pressing team in the world to one of the worst I've ever seen. Chelsea were just
Literally nothing.
passing us to death. They were passing us to death. We couldn't. We were trying to press up high, but that's what left us exposed. The pressing was
But
terrible today.
speaking of pressing, if you don't mind me adding,
Yeah, sure.
um, I don't know if you can remember the Villa game quite vividly, and I know someone highlighted it on Twitter as well. The
Mm.
the main reason why we lost that game that badly was because of our pressing. Nobody was closing Barkley and McGinn and who was it in midfield. Nobody was actually like pressing them or causing them any trouble so that they can lose the ball. Because normally that is what we do. We normally press and then opposition loses the ball, but we didn't do that, and that gave them the freedom to pass to Grealish or to do the whole ball over the top thing. So I don't know what happened to us and why, but we just don't press anymore. And because we're not pressing, the high line cannot work. It cannot work. So why is it
Everything was completely spot on there. I think you just cut out in the end. You still here?
um,
Hello?
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Hi, did I press something?
I don't
Oh,
know, but
I
you're
thought
clear
I
now.
saw. But I think I was holding on to the speaker because I lifted my phone up and I'm like, speak.
No, you're
Okay,
fine now.
sorry.
That's cool.
Okay.
But everything you just said was completely spot on. Our pressing game has declined massively. And what you said, the Villa
Yeah,
game, yes, that's why this Chelsea game reminded me so much of the Villa game. And honestly, Chelsea could have had a lot more
yeah.
goals, but like we said in the preview,
Mm-hmm.
they haven't been great in the final third either. So they wasted their chances as well. They weren't nothing special
Yeah.
in the final third, you know. They weren't.
Yeah.
They just seemed like they were completely outplaying us because of our shit press.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, we need to work on our press. Like every time I watch the training videos, all I see is them doing rondos. It's not
Yeah.
worked here. So
It has to work that all.
bad, especially from Bobby. He wasn't like before we would give Bobby a bly because if he's not scoring goals then he's doing that other link in play, pressing, blah blah blah.
Mm,
He hasn't been doing any of that. So he
yeah.
I don't know. I've given up now on Bobby Firmino. Like he can be benched for like hair. Do you know what?
Yeah,
Even
no,
I'll even say
I've
I
also
would
gotten. Mhm.
I wouldn't mind it if he even left my club. I really wouldn't. I've never said that
Yeah.
before.
Yeah,
Unless
no,
he
I think
improves. Sorry, go on.
I don't think he's gonna improve, to be honest. I think this is it.
I do think that as well. And I feel sorry for him because he was the first one. He was doing that pressing
Mm-hmm.
game from day one, and I get it. But if it is coming
Yeah.
to that time where you're getting older and your legs don't have it anymore, then it is
Mm-hmm.
time to move you on. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's not his fault. But
It's
he,
not at
yeah,
all.
yeah. Salah, 100%,
Yes. How was he?
100% the best player on the pitch until Klopp took him off.
I
Now,
agree.
I don't know if you saw social media today, but everyone was vexed and surprised and shocked at the fact that Klopp took Salah off. I
Mhm.
had about 500 tweets saying, why is Salah off?
Yeah. I saw them. I saw them all.
It was the most shocking thing. He was our best player on the pitch. He was pressing high really well. He was
Mhm.
creating chances. Our only two clear cut chances we had in the game, he made those. And we took him off. I'm speechless. Like, I don't know what to say.
But did you hear why or why he took him off?
Something about Mane's confidence.
No,
What was it?
actually, he said apparently Mo looked tired and that he played a lot of games, so he thought it was just better if he came off.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
I know.
but the game needed to be won. Like, I get it.
Exactly,
I get
exactly.
it. Maybe saving for Champions League, that may look like our only way to bloody get into Champions League football next season now. But honestly, we're still very much in this top four race. Well, we were before this game, but
We
we
were.
were very much in this top four race. I don't know why Klopp would take him off just to rest him, because obviously he's been playing a lot of minutes. That's fair enough. But so has Mane,
Mhm.
and he was the worst player on the pitch. And we'll
Yeah.
get on to Mane, but he was the worst. They have both been playing a lot of minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and yet the the worst player on the pitch stayed on the pitch and the best came off. That's my
And
issue.
he was subbed off for someone even worse.
Oh, we will get on to the
I'm off
subs.
now. Mm.
We will. But honestly, Salah for me was fantastic. He was doing what
Yeah.
he could. He was trying to carry the shit team, but there's only so much that man can do. None of the chances were falling to him because he was the one creating them. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sounding like a Salah fangirl. I don't care. I am, and he was easily our best player there. He gets a I don't know 9 out of 10.
A nine. Okay.
Yeah, he gets. Do you know what? He might have looked a lot better than I thought because everyone else was shit. I'm gonna give him an 8.5 out of 10 because we didn't win. 9 is a bit high, so 8.5 out of 10. For Salah. Uh,
Okay.
Can I just ask you, really quickly, how do you think Salah's season has gone so far? Like, in terms of performances and everything, not just his goals. Like, he does come across as a stat padder sometimes, but as a whole, his performances, his sort of role in the games, how do you think it's gone?
Let me see. To be honest, I can't really be as critical of Salah because of how we've been playing, how he's been isolated, and how how teams normally double up on him.
Mm.
So he's been very limited, to be honest. But even in his limitations or people ganging up on him, he still managed to create better chances for the team. So I think overall his season has been good. For me personally, he has been. I mean, the way that we're struggling, and he still has those numbers. I think he's been doing well.
Top scorer in the
I
league.
wouldn't say that he just exactly. And how many games has he not scored now? It's been a few games.
Sorry?
So
Oh,
how
how
many
many games
games
has
has
he
he?
not scored in?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been. Oh wait, when was the last one? It was Leicester, wasn't it? Which was not
Was
that
it?
long
Yeah,
ago.
Leicester.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Um,
still, he doesn't score every game. He still probably goes like a few games without goals. But I mean, look at him. He's still top scorer, and he's probably
mm,
the one who creates most of our chances as well.
his chances that he creates go so underrated for me, which is why I can't understand
Mm,
when people say, "Oh, he doesn't track back as well as Mane. He doesn't defend as much as Mane." I've been seeing him do that as well. To be fair, he hasn't been doing it as well as
yeah,
Mane. Mane's better at it than him, but he has
yeah,
been doing that. For me personally, I've seen him do that. Certainly a lot more than
exactly.
yeah. So the last time Salah scored was less. No, it was Leipzig.
Oh, of course. That was
Yeah,
2 weeks
Leipzig.
ago.
So he's gone 1, 2, 3 games without scoring only.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not that bad.
it's not that bad, yeah. Um, fine. And he was robbed today. He could have got a goal. He looked like he could have got a goal if a chance fell to him, but none of them were falling to him. And like you said, doubling up on Mo Salah makes it so much hard for him. He doesn't get the space, and he still managed to get top scorer in the league so far. Says it all for
Exactly. Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not to say he's been having the best season. I don't think he has. There are times where in performances where he's not effective in his overall game, but do you know what? Today he was our best
Yeah.
player, and I'm still shocked
Mm.
at why he got taken off.
I
Um,
can't imagine how he felt.
oh God, he was fuming. He was shaking his head. Did you see?
Yeah, I saw a clip. I can just imagine.
He was just like, "Why me? Why am I coming off?" Completely
Yeah.
shaking his head. I, I don't know. I can't understand it. Klopp's on a mad one right now.
Yeah, no, he's I think everything has just been a lot for him and he's also not thinking straight. So I don't get it. Don't get it, honestly.
Right. I'm just reading something from Klopp's press conference. He said Oxlade trains really well, so I have to show him respect. Millie trains really well. It's more about waking them up. Obviously, Naby would have made sense from a footballing point of view.
Mm,
So
that's actually interesting.
he brought on Ox and Millie because they trained well and waking them up. I don't think Klopp that this was a game for them to wake up. Like if you wanted to do that, sorry. Obviously, I don't think Millie was fit, but Ox was. Bring him on at Sheffield or something.
Exactly.
Why are you
Not
doing
against
Chelsea game using that to wake them up? Like this one needed Naby. Anyway, we will get
mm.
onto the subs and all of that in a sec. We need to look at Mane.
Listen, I don't even need to know anything about the game, but that chance that he had that was created by people, I think that I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know
He
who this Miller is.
worst player on the pitch alongside Bobby. I can't believe it. Like that chance that Salah gave him, you have to bury that. There was one where he was offside as well, and he missed that one as well. There was also a penalty that he could have gone down for, and he didn't. It's stupid from Mane. He
Mm-hmm.
hasn't got that footballing IQ right now. Salah, 100% in that situation goes down. And I don't care if he's a diver or whatever, everyone's doing it in football right now. Mane is 100% getting a penalty if he goes down in that situation.
By the way, that's not the first time. There was one in the previous game where he could have went down as well, but he didn't.
Newcastle, Sheffield United, and now today. Three
Yeah.
penalties we could have had if Mane just went down. And he didn't. He's been getting on my nerves. I can't even lie. I I can't even find words to describe how he stayed on the pitch today. I can't put it into words. How did he stay on the pitch? What Klopp did was
Yeah.
he took Salah off, put Jota on the left wing, and then brought Mane to the right wing. He did
Mm-hmm.
nothing there.
Did it?
Nothing
He did
changed.
nothing.
Nothing
No,
changed.
man.
Oh, I just can't be asked.
Don't get it. What is his problem? We need to. I mean, we can't say, oh COVID, this because remember Trent and Salah and Thiago had
Yes,
COVID as well, and they are not nearly as bad as Mane right now.
Mane has been
Or the,
poor. I can't
yeah,
blame this on COVID. Obviously, it must affect people differently, but this can't be COVID. Nah.
yeah. No, he looks like someone that just doesn't care. I don't know if it's like a mental thing, which is funny because I always thought Mane is one of those people that you can regard as a mentality monster.
Mm,
That's always what he appeared to be like, honestly. So seeing that he's not bothered by anything,
yeah, I agree. He's not taking on anyone. He's not fast all of a sudden. I saw Christiansen outpace Mane today.
yeah.
Christiansen. Are you joking, Mane? Like, you're faster than these players. He hasn't taken anyone on.
Mhm.
And he's losing the ball a hell of a lot.
Yeah, he is. His first touch is also a bit dodgy now.
Oh god. Anyway, if I keep going on Mane, I will end up saying something I regret. So he for
Wait,
me, yeah, go on.
before you rate him, I saw someone saying that it's like a confidence issue. Like, why is money lacking confidence? Where is it coming
I have no idea. I don't know why he would lack confidence. He was easily the best player in the league last season.
from?
On the back
Exactly.
of that, why would he lose confidence so suddenly? Like at the beginning of the season, he was great. I
Hmm.
don't know what's happening. Like I genuinely can't understand it. I mean, okay, let's look at the last game where he scored a goal, which was Leipzig, and that was
Hmm.
from a defensive mistake. And if he didn't bury that, then he's I don't know what I could say about him.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually thought he wasn't gonna bury it. I remember
Yeah,
watching and I'm like, he's
when
probably
it's
not.
when it's Bobby and Mane getting a chance like that, I'm never confident. If it's
Yeah.
Salah, I'm 50-50. Sometimes he does miss those chances as well, Salah, but at least I'm 50-50 with Salah. With Bobby and Mane, I got zero faith that they're scoring
Yeah.
chances like that. I'm trying to look at when's the last time Mane scored a freaking goal in the league. Um,
That was, oh man.
I can't even
Okay,
remember.
I think Spurs. Spurs.
Spurs. Well, anyway, that was at the end
Yeah.
of January and we're in March, so
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Mane,
Bobby's back.
he gets
Even
a
Bobby. Oh,
yeah, yeah, Bobby as well. Was it Spurs?
didn't Bobby score? Okay, but Sheffield, that was an own goal.
Yeah, that was an own goal.
Oh,
Terrible
mm.
shot. His shooting is crazy. Um,
Did you see how wide it was actually
yeah,
going?
it was so wide. It was so wide, but I had to give him credit for like creating that. I call it a
Yeah,
great assist, but the
yeah.
shot was freaking horrible. Mane, I'm struggling with his rating.
I mean, you can give him a one. It's okay.
I'll give him a 3.5.
That's
You know what?
being
No, a
generous.
three. A three.
Okay.
I can't think of one good thing he did today.
Yeah.
Not one. Anyway, so those were our plays. We're gonna go on to the subs now because they did get a few minutes in their legs. Milner,
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, he was just Milner in it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't give these lot a rating because I don't know what they did. I mean, I guess he
I
was
think
alright. He did what he was asked to
yeah,
do. I'd give him
yeah.
maybe a six.
The six is actually high. I remember when he came on, I was watching when he came on, and there was a point where I think he failed to make a clearance or something like that, and then the ball literally went to a Chelsea player, and then they went for
Was
goal.
that him? Because I
Oh,
think I missed it.
it was him. It was
Okay.
him. If I,
Okay,
yeah,
well
it
then
had to be.
give him a five then.
Yeah,
Maybe I don't know. I can't rate Milner right now because I think I stopped watching a lot of the game in the second half.
yeah.
Uh, Ox
Oh
zero
boy. Oh boy.
0.
Yeah.
I'm being harsh, but 0.
Well, if I can add a bit of something positive there,
Yeah,
I
of
did see
course.
him pressing. He did press,
I don't
but that's
know,
about it.
man. I mean, the pressing shit wasn't working the whole game, and honestly, Ox was bad. Yeah, I mean, I
I,
can't really comment because I did genuinely just not properly watch the game after that.
mm,
I just stopped. I just gave up. A lot of the
yeah.
times I just saw Chelsea. Sorry, you then. So what was I saying? Ox, and
Oh,
yeah, Ox for me was not the best when he came on. I mean, he did nothing to change the game. It was definitely the wrong sub from Klopp for me. Obviously it should have been Cater for him
okay.
instead of him. But obviously Klopp said that he looked good in training, so fine. But he didn't show any of that, I don't think, in when he came on, from what I
Okay,
could
we
see
have
of the
to talk
game.
about that. We have to
Again?
talk about that. But we have to
Mm.
talk about the whole that plot statement. I think it needs a bit of dissecting, but we can do it like another day. We don't have to do it. Did you hear me?
You just cut off at the end there, but carry on.
Oh, actually, I'm done. No, I just said like we can speak about it on another day. We don't have to do it. Yeah, we definitely need to talk about it.
Yeah, he literally could have done that another day against a Sheffield United or something like that, not against Chelsea in a very important top four race. So yeah, I don't know. Klopp will get. I think Klopp is next actually on our list. We've gone through the subs. I don't know if anyone else came on. Can you remember?
Mm. Oh, Jota.
Ah, Jota. Yes. Jota was very sharp and promising when he came on. He looked really good. Unfortunately, he just did not get the service like he needed. I think as soon as he came on, straight away he looked like he was about to score because there was a nice ball that
Yeah,
went into the box, and he looked really threatening. And I saw some of his off the ball movement as well. It was really good. He just did not get the right service at all.
yeah. I saw that actually, and it made me like think whether, I mean, if no one is creating the chances, will he be able to score? I
Sorry.
mean, for example, and oh, I was when I saw that, or like a few minutes that I watched, yeah, I saw how he was making the good off ball movements and stuff like that. But his teammates made the wrong decision. Like I told you, where I think Jimmy passed the ball back to Robo instead of passing it back to Jota, who was running towards the goal. So it's things like that that makes me wonder, will he be then effective? Will he score goals for us if his teammates are not creating for him?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he a lot of passing back today from the midfielders and even Robbo. And Jota was making some really good runs and he wasn't getting anything. But by that point, I think that we weren't even seeing enough of the ball. Like honestly,
Yeah.
um,
Mm.
I think that's when Chelsea started to control the game a little bit. So yeah. But I don't know. I've kind of blurred out the last half an hour of that game. I don't know why. Um, so it hasn't really, yeah. But Jota for me, I think when he came on, he did look sharp. I'll give him I don't know, a seven, seven
Yeah, I
point
think the
five
same.
maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seven.
Sorry, sorry. I'm just this background noise is really peeing me off. So now Klopp. We are getting on to
Mhm.
Klopp now. Interesting.
Yeah.
Decision making was terrible today, like so bad. I can't even put my finger on exactly which one was the worst one. Like I don't know if it was the subs, I don't know if it was the tactics and the high line. Just sorry, one
Exactly.
second. One second. So sorry about that.
Mm,
So yeah,
okay.
Klopp is getting so much stick from me today. Obviously, I can't go hard on the guy for this season. He's had a lot happening to him, injuries, FSG not really
Mhm.
backing him. Obviously, his mother dying. Obviously, that's got to be a lot to take on this season. But this game, he got a hell of a lot wrong. He got
Yeah.
so much wrong. The tactics, the the high line not changing anything when we saw we were
Mm.
struggling against that high line. The substitutions, oh my goodness. What else did he get wrong? Because I know there were a lot more. Um, yeah, I mean his decisions. Let's talk about his subs because they were the
The
terrible.
worst.
Um, Ox. When I saw Ox coming on, and then I saw
Yeah.
Salah coming off, like where do you get the motivation for that? Obviously, what he said about training and this. How do you decide that this is the game to wake and revive Milner and Ox when we know they are not our best midfielders? We've got Naby on
Exactly.
the bench. Like, I can't make head or tail of it. Like, this was not the game, and we were a goal down. We needed a goal. Why on earth would you take Salah off? Our
Mhm.
only goal scoring guy. Why would you take him off? We needed 2 goals. We needed to win this match. Let's not get it twisted. A draw would not have
Yeah.
been good for us.
It
We
wouldn't
needed
actually.
we needed to win. So, it's just Klopp,
My
man.
thing is,
Yeah, go on.
if he says Salah is tired, I mean, it, I don't want to underestimate Fulham or anything, but really, I mean, like you could have played another winger on Sunday. I think the game is on Sunday. Yes, you could have played another winger if you want Salah to rest. Just let him finish off the game and then rest him on the weekend.
Do we not play in Leipzig first before Fulham? No, we don't.
No, we don't. We play Fulham first.
Okay, so that just makes his decision even worse now.
I don't get it.
To be fair to Fulham, they do play some really good football, and they did outplay us when we first met them. And I think they're the ones that started off this whole rot. I think
Yeah, it started with
it
them, I
started with
think.
them, yeah. But come on. Like Salah, like I said, Salah and Mane have been playing just as many minutes as each other. Obviously, COVID and that would debunk that, but I think for the most part they have been playing similar amount of minutes.
Yeah.
And Mane was really bad in that game. He really was, and Salah was at our best. That's talking about the worst and the best, and you're keeping the worst on and you're taking the best off. It doesn't make
Mhm.
sense to me. And when we
No,
need
that was
goals, you don't take off our only goal scorer.
exactly. And it doesn't take a genius to get that. Honestly, we all know it. So obviously we should also see it.
Mm, that's a good point because Genie has been playing every minute of every game. Why is he not taking him off then?
Exactly. Exactly.
So I don't buy this. Salah was shaking his head. He didn't know why he was coming off. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that was poor from him, I think. And then Ox is another one. Like, why Ox? Why Milner as well? Oh, what? And the timings of these subs. Obviously, I think he brought on Jota and Ox at the right time, but Milner, I don't know
I
what.
was in the 80,
Yeah,
85th.
something like that. It was a late sub. Why
Mm-hmm.
him and why then? We needed a goal, not a defensive midfielder or like the workhouse midfielder like Milner is.
Yeah.
So we needed a creative cater something to create something for the Jota who was making some great runs.
Mm-hmm.
If those two play, we are bagging some goals.
We are.
So again, and Ox is not even the best. He's not the best for us. He's dusted for me. He needs to get out of my club. And I know that sounds harsh, but and he has had injuries, but for me, he needs to go. And I don't think he's good enough to be ahead of Naby Keita in the pecking order.
No, he's not. And the thing is, I mean, he's still, I think he's 28 now, right?
Is it? Yeah.
So
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah.
for the sake of his career, he should just move on.
He is so injury prone. He's injury prone as well. So I don't see why
Yeah.
he's still a Liverpool player. Like he needs to. He just needs to go for me. It's so harsh because he was like I feel like I'm acting a little bit reactionary from that game, and that I will regret saying a lot of these things, especially about Klopp. But for now, what I'm feeling, this is what I'm feeling, and this is I just need to get it out because I'm venting. Um, but yeah, and we have to talk about Klopp's high line for me. He
Mhm.
was like, why didn't he not change it? We were clearly struggling with it in the first half.
We've been struggling with it since
Yeah,
League. That's not even.
it's really worrying for me because we've been playing the same shit for a few games, and Klopp in the post-match interviews will be like, "Well, I really like the performance today. We just need to be more decisive in the final thirds. The goals should come soon." It hasn't been working. This is 5 defeats on
Not.
a bounce at home. It's really worrying that that's how he sees it.
Like I don't know what to say about the High Line anymore. The thing is, or the way I see it is that I'm telling the players what to do, so I hope that they do it in the same, and then the players don't do it. Tell them. So it's just a constant thing of them depending on the players, and then it
Sorry, you're
just gets
cutting
so
out a
over.
bit.
Oh no, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Is the speaker?
yeah, I would say so.
Okay. I don't know what happened there. Okay. So I don't even know where I was. I think I was talking about the way that I see it from Klopp's perspective is that he tells the players what to do, and then the players don't do what they are told, and then he just doesn't make any changes, and then he continues to do the same, expecting the players to carry out instructions. But at what point will he say or will he realize that, okay, the players are not going to do it, so it's time to change things? I don't know whether you heard me there.
Yeah, sorry, I can't really hear you because these clowns are having a fight outside my door. I'm really sorry.
so funny. Oh my word. How is it even possible?
Oh, I'm so sorry. They're like so loud. I don't know if you can hear it, but they're genuinely just arguing right now, and they pick their moment while I'm on this thing. So I'm really sorry about that. But we
Mm,
move, we move. Um, I'm sure when I watch it back, I'll send you what I think about what you just said in the chat.
yeah.
Really sorry about that. Um, so yes, overall Klopp's rating. Um,
The song playing. That was so weird. Sorry. Yeah. Overall flop rating.
yeah. I mean, what do you think now that you know the decisions were made? What do you think he
I'm giving
gets?
him a. He got nothing right at all. So
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna give him a 2.
I would agree with that. I think he was our worst guy on a pitch, probably.
Exactly.
I think
Exactly.
we might have
It
lost the
was.
game because of his decisions.
Mm, I mean, I get Matt was injured, right? Or
Yeah, he
is
was.
injured.
Yeah.
And Ben Davis has been training with the team since January. Surely he has scored something by now. Why can't he just play him with Tabat and then put Fabinho in defense? I mean, Fabinho was injured.
You're cutting out again.
Oh boy. Um, I don't get it. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So hold on. I'm literally gonna stand at the Wi-Fi now. Okay, is this better?
Yeah, that's much
Happier?
better. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. As I was saying, I feel like Ben Davis could have had a chance since Matt injured, and then you could put Fabinho because like Fabinho is coming from injury, and then he had to play in a position that's not naturally his. So you can just imagine the pressure that it had on him. So why couldn't Klopp just play him in his natural position, put a sit back at centre back and see how it goes? I mean, I know it was a big game, but still,
Yeah, I agree with that actually. Obviously that's what we were worried about in our pre-match. Like, can he play Fabinho in midfield? But obviously that was not the case, and we knew that he was not going to do that. I don't know, is Davis still injured?
no, he's not. He was
Was
in
he on the bench?
training. No, I think
Oh
he was
God.
at home. Yeah, he was
Oh,
left out. He
wow,
mentioned that.
that just shows to me that FSG have given him scraps. He doesn't
Yeah,
trust these defenders, and I think I remember when I was saying when we signed Davis that he's not going to be the one for us. Like, we shouldn't be looking in the championship for defenders. And I kind of got slated for this because people were like, "Oh, you haven't even seen him play yet," blah blah blah. Yeah, well, Klopp doesn't play him for a reason. I think he maybe doesn't trust Davies, but I want to
hmm,
see him. I want to see him. I think Klopp
yeah,
should give him the chance to fail. But our season cannot go any worse. Throw him in while we've got these 5 defeats on the bounce at Anfield and see how he does. Let him have that chance to fail.
yeah.
Um,
Papa, it's so frustrating because I feel like we've been calling for this for a while now. We've been like, we can play match and week and play South Africa. And then each time an injury happens, it's actually so frustrating that we're never going to get Fabinho and Henderson in our midfield this season.
it is so frustrating, and we need those two in midfield, especially for Thiago to flourish as well. It is affecting us so much to have those missing from midfield because the whole idea of this 4-3-3 system that Jurgen Klopp plays is that we have those hard-working defenders, defensive midfielders in the middle. Klopp,
Yeah,
sorry, Henderson, we were missing him terribly today because we were just getting sliced through in midfield,
yeah,
and he's the one that does that great pressing to get hold of the ball high up the pitch, and then we can move forward
yeah,
with it. Obviously, that got held back because he has had to play defense and now he's not even in the team. So, and again, for
Mm-hmm.
Fabinho as well, being in midfield, he could do that. He was the sort of the line, the medium between midfield and defense, and he was ready to watch whoever was going to get in behind. For example, if Fabinho plays in midfield today, Werner is not getting that much time on the ball.
Of course.
So, it's so hard. Like, of course, we've got to look at our injuries. They are massively affecting us, but by this point, you have to argue that we have put out squads good enough to beat the Fulhams and the Brightons and all of that.
Yep.
So
We
maybe,
have our front three. We still have our fullback. We have Thiago. I mean, we should be putting up at least a few wins.
I agree. I mean, I don't know what the Anfield curse has become now. Like, I don't know why we can't win at Anfield anymore. What is the problem
Mm-hmm.
there?
5 games back to back to back to back.
God, when you say it like that, I mean, you didn't even, oh my God, like, I can't even put
Back.
that into
And
words.
we play Fulham. We play Fulham at Anfield, hey?
Yeah, yeah. And they're going to kill us because I've seen the
Of
way they've
course.
played against some
Yeah.
good sides as well. So, phew, scary. I'm scared of Fulham. Yes, I'll say it here.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we move on to our last few points now because we've got Liverpool out of the way. Thank God we don't have to talk about them anymore. Um,
Hey,
Obviously you didn't watch a lot of the game, but how do you think VAR and the rest decisions were today? I think obviously with the
the
VAR, sorry.
are you talking about the handball?
Well, I'm gonna get onto to all of them. So, even the
Mm.
Chelsea one. So, like Werner had a goal ruled offside, um, because of his shirt, because of the sleeve of his shirt being offside. Obviously, that's the rules now. Them's the rules. So, I think in terms of what they've made the rules now, it's offside. In terms of what it
Yeah,
should be, it shouldn't be offside based on
it
the sleeve
shouldn't
of
be
the
off.
shirt. No, shouldn't be. For me. But obviously that's what the rules are now. So in terms of that, then it's offside. And the
I think that one was
handball,
spot on.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. The handball, it did seem a little point blank,
Yeah,
but you've seen worse given. Like you did you see the Fulham one earlier today?
I saw if that was given as handball, surely
Sure,
Kante's one
yeah.
is a handball.
His arm was all the way out. Was it Kante or was it Reece James? I can't remember.
I think it was Kante. It looked like
Okay.
Kante,
Oh, okay. Well, whoever it was, his arm is out. It was away from his body.
literally.
The Fulham one was literally close to his body. This one
Mm-hmm.
was out. Could have been a penalty. It could have been. You've seen them given
I can't
before.
believe it. Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
did they check it though? Did they check it?
Sorry,
Did they check? Did VAR check the handball?
they didn't even check it. You know that. I mean, the commentator said something about the referee having to delay as they check this, but then literally like 30 seconds later, it was fine, and they moved on, and they didn't really check it properly. They didn't
Yeah,
recommend the ref to
usually.
check it, so there we go.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so overall rating for ref decisions, I'm gonna
I
give it a
mean,
5. It was average. It's the usual
yeah, it
shit.
was added. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say it's quite even, really. They made mistakes, but then they also made the correct decision. So it's average.
Yeah, based on what the rules are nowadays, based on that, they did make the right decisions, but what it should be is a different conversation. So, yeah.
Yeah,
How do you think Chelsea played? Like you caught a few minutes of it. How did you think they played?
they were intense, quite intense, and you could see that they really wanted to win. I remember in those last 10 minutes, or those 10 minutes that I watched, they were so like they were pressed on scoring. Like the moment that they got the ball, they pressed it for. So I think they were quite intense in their play and they were intentional as well. They really wanted to win the game, and that was it. I mean, it's nice seeing a team have that mentality, and then you look at our team. And we are just we look clueless. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I feel like they control the game really well. It was clearly their game. They at some points they were just taking the piss. Actually, they were like making clowns of us. One touch football,
Yeah.
one touch football.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother said something quite interesting. He said, "This is Lampard's Chelsea, and you're letting them outplay you like this." And obviously,
Yeah.
Tuchel has a different philosophy, and he's incorporated that. But the players are Lampard's, and obviously that's not a bad squad to inherit from Lampard. But it was just we made them look like prime Barca or something. We made them look
Mm-hmm.
like prime us. Liverpool from
Yeah.
the last year,
That's how we play. But
controlling the
listen,
game, having possession
just
of
a
the
quick
ball.
question.
Sorry?
I'm sorry, just a quick question.
Yeah.
But and this has to do with Klopp as well. But I'm so sorry that I only thought of it. Do you think that Klopp bases his lineups and his tactics based on the team that we're playing, the opposition that we're playing with? Does he just decide, okay, let's just play? Because I mean, Tuchel has Chelsea playing this progressive football like this. Is not the first time that they play that. They play that every game. So I mean, why couldn't Klopp see, okay, so this is their strength, so let's try to combat their strength or limit their strength in this way.
Sorry, I didn't catch a lot of that, but I think you were saying something along the lines of why doesn't Klopp adapt to the other team's tactics? Is that what you were saying?
Mhm. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, um, I have no idea. He obviously has a faith in this system of his, a blind faith in it, I think, because even today he said something like, what did he say? Sorry, let me just get the tweet. Um, the individual quality from Mason Mount in that moment made the difference. It was a tight game, intense game. Both teams invested a lot. That is it, pretty much.
No.
I couldn't disagree more. It was not a tight game.
Did we invest? It
No,
wasn't.
it wasn't at all. We didn't create as like they had definitely more clear-cut chances than we had. Um,
Mm,
but I don't know why he has this blind faith in this system that's not working without the right players. It's just not, and it's clear to see we
yeah.
have been defeated so many times playing this way, this 4-3-3. He needs to change something. He really
Mm-hmm.
needs to change something, and he doesn't play to the opposition's weaknesses. Today, I think Chelsea played to our
He
weaknesses.
doesn't.
The high line,
Yeah.
Trent, they kind of was targeting him. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so they did everything right, Chelsea. So I have to give them credit. And we did
Yeah.
everything wrong in terms of tactics. I don't think that Klopp wants to play a plan B. Does he even have a plan B? I don't know. We have to
I
see.
don't think so.
Yeah, we have to sort of see where he goes from here. And obviously, I love Klopp so much. I've been piling on top of him a lot today, and I just want to
Mm-hmm.
like, make it clear that I am not Klopp out. Whatever happens, I'm not
Yeah.
Klopp out. He just needs
Mm-hmm.
to be, he just needs to change something for me. Just change something, not Ox.
Yeah.
Change something, like.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, I think I'm going to end the stream here. I'm really sorry about the end there because it did seem I was reluctant to speak because of the whole background noise. But thank you
Oh,
so much for coming on and
no.
venting with me. Um, yeah, I was kind of begging in the group chat for someone to join me, so I'm glad you came. Um, is there anything you want to say at the end of that result?
Um, let's wait and see how Fulham goes.
Yeah.
I think we should have another like a post match review as well. I would be interested in
Oh,
one.
oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
If what when is that game? Sunday.
I think this Sunday.
2 p.m. I actually can't even watch the match.
Oh,
I've got work.
is that you? Are you working?
Yeah, that's
Come on.
unfortunate.